Because during one day she gave me like an apple from like juice. Like she didn't want it. Like so I think it's almost the best thing ever. And then I had, you know, these like bars, like they can get for breakfast with the chocolate chip bars. I can't do it. But I eat all of it just so I don't be starving. Third hour. What do you think about a third hour?
Phoebe, Skylar, grab your periodic tables. And let's go. Oh, yeah. And a calculator quiz.
I forgot it was PJ's day too. I'm really still in California. I forgot. Hey, did you like juniors? Well, where have you? Okay. What? Where have you been, bro?
I don't leave the music/arts with the entire
Oh, okay, that makes sense. You have to go. Oh no, don't go that way. You have to go this way.
That's the only time I leave.
Well, you get a chance to go around like over there. I promise you. Look at the signs, like plays. I made that. I made a purple mini.
I'll look at that.
You have to tell me how good it is.
I will. I'll take a picture too.
I think a lot about how bad it is.
No.
See how good it smells.
Morgan. Kitties. Michaela.
Oh, I think I wrote my. Oh wait, no. Oh, you had a different.
Cheers. Steven. Eric.
Thank you.
Hands up.
Oh, it's just supposed to be 1.12.
Ready?
I wrote my equation, so I actually thought that was wrong.
I think that one.
Yeah.
I don't say increase or anything. Please. Yeah, you don't.
Ariana.
This is one of my sketches for
That's a good sketch. Is that me?
All right, if you have IDB at the top of your quiz, ladies and gentlemen, here are the answers. There's your balanced chemical equation. 1 point for each compound, 1 point for balancing it. Here's what I'm given. Here's what I'm looking for. Take what you're given, get it into moles, molar ratio, moles of product created. Formula for getting our answer out into what we want it in. Point for here, point for here. 2 points for the final answer, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I get 13th. Questions? You can't get this, you're going to struggle from there forward. Anyone have any questions on IDB? IDA. Here's now your balanced chemical equation. 1 point for each compound, 1 point for balancing. Take what you're given, get it into moles. Use the ratio to get from the reactant to the product. Moles of product. Final answer comes out in the unit of volume. There's the formula you're going to use. This is the number from here. R value, you got 1 point for choosing the correct one. You got 1 point for doing the correct temperature in Kelvin. 2 points for your final answer, ladies and gentlemen. Questions? On Thursday, you have to do 4 of these. Got 17 minutes apiece. They want to leave a little time for the 4 or 5 questions afterwards too. So 15 minutes apiece, that's 60. That gives you 11 minutes to finish off the 3 or 4 questions that are on there, and if you can, do the bonus. So, questions? So your quiz, or your test, ladies and gentlemen, will be on Thursday of this week, just so that you are aware. I will be here after school Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be here before school Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you have questions, you are welcome to come and see me. Okay? But that's it. And then, by the way, 3 weeks from that Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be taking your final exams and you will be finished with this course. So, time's running out. Time's running out. Not a lot of time left. Okay. So, let's get to the lab, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So, you need to open up 2 assignments, ladies and gentlemen. So in Google Classroom, there are 2 assignments that you need to open up in there, the classwork. One is the limiting reagent data table. That is this one right here, ladies and gentlemen. Please open it up. There is a copy made for each of you. The other one is the actual lab, ladies and gentlemen. So you need to open both of these up and get to them. All right? Now, first thing, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to put the data table into our lab, okay? So this is your lab. This is the spot you need to be at. Get a blinking cursor just under where it says classroom or class data table. So you can go to the end of that line, click your cursor, hit enter or return, and now you have a blinking cursor in the spot where we are going to put our data table. Any questions on this? Okay, so now you go into the Google Sheets that I gave you. You need to find the table that says second period post-lab discussion. This table, the one that looks like this. And you are going to highlight just that table. And you are going to hit Control-C. So I've highlighted just the table, not any boxes above, not any boxes after, not any boxes below. And now you go into your lab report, ladies and gentlemen, and for simply hitting Control-V and pasting it, you will be given 2 points, ladies and gentlemen. The easiest 2 points you are going to earn on a lab ever. Questions? Okay. Now, go down, ladies and gentlemen, until you get to the, and I think it says data table. It should say graph. I'm sorry, that's a typo on my part. I've corrected it already for future. Again, get to where you are literally just below where it says data table 4 points. Okay? Now, you put in the table. Now we're going to put in the graph. So if you want to correct this and say graph here, you could take out data table and put in the word graph. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to grade you on it if you do or do not do that. But understand we're putting in a graph here. Okay? Now, you need to finish some things on the graph, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So if we go back into our Google Sheet here, it says second period post-lab discussion. It says second period graph data. Then it says, hang on. I'm missing something here. Okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to listen and pay close attention here. Go down here to where it has these 3 lines and click on that. That will show you a couple of hidden sheets that I have that I shouldn't have hidden. I hid the wrong sheets on you. You need the one that says second period graph. Click on that and get to that. Is there anyone who cannot get to this graph? So you are all on it. Is there anyone who is not on it? Who needs help finding it?
It's not letting me load into
Not letting you what?
load into anything.
Okay, go down to the librarian and see if she can fix it for you. She's the only one who can. Okay? All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, you need to change 3 things on this graph. By the way, here's the result of 14.47. Okay? This is where the line should be. This is where those 2 points are.
That's crazy.
Your class average is the red one. The all-class average is the other one. The blue was the predicted masses that we should have gotten. So, Josh, if that's not working for you, you're going to have to... Oh, you got it now? Okay, thank you. So it goes up here, and then it levels off, if you'll notice. Why? Why is it going up, and then leveling off? That is the predicted mass that we should have gotten. Why does it go up and then level off? Because the limiting reactant changes. At the start, the limiting reactant is your sodium iodide. Small volumes of it mean that the amount of precipitate that you're going to produce go up, and up. But at this point right here, at 20 milliliters, ladies and gentlemen, at 20 milliliters, all of a sudden the limiting reactant switches. And it now becomes the lead nitrate, which means we will never go over 2.31 grams of product produced. Because now the limiting reactant is not the sodium iodide, it is actually the lead nitrate. So this line plateaus or flattens out. Now, some of these points are close to there. These are much higher than they should be, but again, well, it is what it is. Okay? What you need to change is you need to change the X, the Y axis, and the chart title. So to do that, ladies and gentlemen, the easiest thing to do is click on Edit Chart. And then click on the Customize tab. Right here. And then go down to where it says Chart and Axis Titles. There. Is there anyone who needs me to show them how to do that again? Or are we all on these titles? Now, you can begin by clicking this box here, and this is how you could change the chart title, your horizontal axis title down here, and your vertical axis title over here. Okay? Now my suggestion is to start with the horizontal axis. Why? Because we want our chart title to be the variable from the x-axis versus the variable from the y-axis. Okay? That is what we would like our chart title to be. So for our horizontal axis, you can go into the chart title and you can click in that box. What variable did you control in this lab? What variable did we control in this lab based on what group you were in? The volume of NAI. That is what those numbers on the bottom are. The volume of NAI. So you are going to, for a title, put volume of NAI. And what unit is it in? Milliliters. So you are going to change the unit to milliliters. Please remember, capitalize the N, capitalize the I, leave the A lowercase. Volume of NAI. NAI. If you want to make volume VOL, that's an appropriate abbreviation for it if you wish. Please do not forget the unit or you're not getting the point. Questions? Is there anyone who needs more time? Now we are going to go up and we are going to change our vertical axis. So again, you could go in the box where it says title text. You can highlight the title in there, ladies and gentlemen. And you can change it. Now, what do these numbers on the y-axis represent? What changed because we changed the volume of sodium iodide?
PBI.
Nope. That is not the volume of PBI. What are those numbers that go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? What are those numbers that max out at 2.3 of? Thank you. So on the y-axis, that is the mass of precipitate. By the way, for precipitate, I would use PPT. Mass of PPT. What unit is it in? It is in grams. Make sure you include a unit in there. So the title becomes mass of precipitate, or PPT if you want to abbreviate, and the unit becomes grams. Is there anyone who needs more time for that? Okay, then the last thing that we are going to change, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to change our chart title. So again, if you click on and select chart title and then go into the text, you can then change the chart title to, what is our x-axis? Versus, what is our y-axis? Okay, so your title should be volume of NAI versus mass of PPT. Volume of the sodium iodide versus the mass of the precipitate.
Mine's being funny.
What?
Mine's being weird.
What do you mean yours is being
I
weird?
can't get it, I can't put the title on it. Gave me an option to do it earlier, and then I messed something up and had to go back, and now I know. That's it. Good, nothing.
Wait, actually,
Yeah. Since November,
I should do
Here you go.
nine.
because November was down to keys. And then I'm just.
Anyone else? If you need help, I will gladly give it to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Like single. That's not cool. Imagine more than
If you want to change fonts or things like that, you are welcome to. I don't care. You can play around with the fonts. You can play around with the text size, things like that. Matters not to me. But if you have not changed those three things, when you put your graph into your lab, you will not get credit for it. Okay? So that was a point. That was a point. That was a point. Now the last point comes by simply doing this. Is there anyone who needs more time first? Click on the copy chart button up at the top. Go into your lab report, ladies and gentlemen, to where we have that blinking cursor. Hit Control V and link to spreadsheet. Paste it in there, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. You just got 4 points.
Let's go. Look at him.
Actually, I need it back.
Correctly.
I'm doing the same thing for the other one. We're gonna have one thing up. Now. Like I can't
Nope.
add
Oh,
one.
are you okay?
Chart max, that's where you do them all.
Not somebody drink.
Okay, that's where you do them all. The horizontal axis is different. That's at one spot for any titles that you want to put on. Questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, that's not generic. Think me later. I'm gonna make something like that.
All right. Again, it is your choice. If you want to do these calculations in your computer, you are welcome to. You want to do them on paper, go grab a sheet of paper, lined paper over there. You can do them on lined paper. You can take a picture of it. You can add it to your graph. Your choice either way, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, please listen. For number one here, you need to do two calculations based on your volumes. Your volumes. I'm not going to make you show me all the results. Why? Because I don't have it set up correctly for you. So you need to show me two calculations, ladies and gentlemen. You need to end in moles of reactants. Okay? You need to end in moles of reactants. Now, one of the calculations, ladies and gentlemen, will be the same for all of you. You all use 10 milliliters of which one? Lead nitrate. So you are going to begin with 10 milliliters. Converted into liters. And you are going to take that times the molarity. Over 1 liter. And that will get you to the moles of lead nitrate. That's it. That's your entire calculation. You will then repeat this calculation down below for NaI. Now, the molarity of NaI is the exact same as the molarity for the lead nitrate. So the only thing that might change is the number that goes in here for you. I want to know how many moles of each reactant did you use in your lab. Just yours, that's all. Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Does anyone need more time for those calculations? Please correct me if I'm wrong. For box number 2, question number 2, it looks like the box we have here for question number 1, correct, in your lab? It doesn't have this trial 1, trial 2, trial 3, trial 4? Okay. So then I will show you what we will do here. Anyone need this before this goes away?
Are you saying for number 2 it doesn't have the trial 1? Trial 1 through 6?
I don't believe that when I posted your lab, it had it put this way, did it?
I do. I have one.
Do you guys have it this way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. So then here is what you are going to do, ladies and gentlemen, just so that we are all clear. Okay. Click on just above that or go and get a cursor blinking above that box for you. And I want you to insert a table. And your table is a 1-by-1 table. That is how I make these boxes for you. It's actually a table. It's actually a spreadsheet table. Okay? And the reason I want you to put this in there is because we are going to put our sample calculation in here. Okay? We are going to put a sample calculation in here. Okay? Now, what we are going to do is show the calculation of how we got our moles of iodide that should have been produced for the trial. Now, please listen. If your volume of sodium iodide is 5, 10, 15, or 20, okay, you are going to show a calculation for sodium iodide because that is your limiting reactant. If it was 25 or 30, and even if it was 20, 25 or 30, you're going to show the calculation for lead nitrate because that will be the limiting one. If you're at 20, you get to pick which one. You don't have to do both, okay? So we know which one is limiting. So here's how we are going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So here's the calculation that you are going to put down. Okay? You are going to begin with the... Sorry, thank you. We are going to begin with liters of solution, just like we did in the last problem. So you're going to put, don't copy down liters of solution. Put in your number. 0.005, 0.010, 0.015. Does anyone have any questions on what I mean? You're going to take that times 0.500 moles of, here you're either going to have PbNO3 or NaI. So if you were 5 to 20 milliliters, you can do this for NaI. If you were 20 to 30 milliliters, you can do the PbNO3 because that's the one that's going to be the limiting. 1 liter goes on the bottom. So I can't tell you what to put here because it's either one of those two up above. Do we understand? Questions? Okay. Now we need to do the molar ratio. Okay. So the two ratios I'm going to show you over here. If you're using PbNO3, if you're using the volume of PbNO3, on the top should be 1 mole of PbI2 over 1 mole of PbNO3. That's the ratio if you are using PbNO3 as your limiting reactant. If you are using NaI, the ratio is, the ratio, ladies and gentlemen, is still 1 mole of PbI2, but it is over 2 moles of NaI. So I cannot tell you which one of these is next because it depends on which one you are using. If you used PbNO3 here, this is the one you use. If you used NaI here, this is the one you use. Questions? How do we convert this into grams now? What do we use for a formula mass?
You're asking how many moles?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you. Good catch. So we would stop there. Thank you, Shenza.
But the bottom line is how many grams?
Okay, for the next one is how many grams?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I was getting ahead of myself. Now, the one thing I do want you to do is somehow down here, tell me which one was your trial. Okay? So were you the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, or the 30? Which one was your trial? Okay? And that's the one that you have to do. Now, where can you get the moles of for the other 5? Here they are. These are how many moles should have been produced for your lab. This is the number that you should have gotten to. If you had 5, this is the number you should have gotten: 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There they are. Those numbers get copied into that table. Questions? You do not have to show me doing all 6 calculations. You only have to show me doing one of them and getting into that. Questions? Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Is there anyone who needs more time on this? Do you need a hand or you just need more time to type? Okay.
But I tried to keep up.
So in here, you're putting your sample calc. Down here, you're putting the answers from the table.
Yeah, so one to insert table and then one by the end. Yeah. And then hit enter.
But that's supposed to be moles, not mass. You're putting in the mass on the table. And then
The first two.
what's that? Like doing this, showing me how you did the calculation. That's a sample. That's what I consider a sample calculation. It shows me how you got those numbers. Yes. So these moles here go back to your lab.
Amazing. Couldn't be any better.
So up here, you're showing me the
Wait,
your
are we
amount,
supposed to put
Yeah.
that or
the
the
volume of solution. Tell me what's my
percent
amount.
the live stream because it's so saved over? And because I in one of them I have for at 10 errors.
Yeah, I have that one too, but that's very less.
Which one?
Hey, that's
Go back,
kind of
go back for the, before.
Four. Okay.
We have it there too.
No, I only had my first one, so let me see the
Go down a
the
little.
top
No,
one.
because the four is the one who asked for the percentage.
Okay.
So in this calculation here,
My dad told me because he was watching a
Five
live stream.
liters, point
Wait, what
zero
unit does he said the
zero
kid, the
five
one bowl
liters.
so.
During the guys'
The molarity, 0.5 moles per liter,
And then I saw.
and then times the ratio. For your ratio, just use the one on the bottom, 1 mole of iodine, 2 moles of sodium. Okay? Alright?
The audio recording also.
What? I got it written up there for you. Put liters after this.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's some kind of like.
Good.
Danny.
Good. Right?
Danny also.
Okay, another question? Yes, the second one was you do it for how much sodium iodide you did. Volume times 2 moles per liter of sodium iodide. Figure out how many moles of sodium iodide you use.
Brad.
What?
The ground's not
But
We were supposed to put for number 3 though.
for number 3,
Only.
can we get to it first? And then I'll show you.
Passengers.
We're not there yet. We're still on number 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I'm right here.
And these numbers, these right?
Are those moles?
No, they're good.
Was it these? I would go with the one that says moles.
I told you, bro.
Why are you even listening to him then?
I had it. He told me.
Jesus, it's labeled moles. Here's the numbers in moles. The column next to it is grams. Here's the numbers in grams. I think when they're asking you for moles, you should use the number in moles. Okay? Questions?
That's kind of
Quit arguing. What? Certainly. What? Okay. Well, I told you. The rest of these you get off of where? Off of the table. So you need to finish filling that in. Yes. Correct. Correct. All right. Please listen. For number 3, we are going to need to insert another box so that you could show your sample calc. So that was insert table, a 1-by-1 table, right in there. Okay? And you can type in what we need. Now for this one, you are going to take the moles of PBI2 from here. You calculated the moles of lead iodide. Again, using your moles of lead iodide, how many you calculated? You are going to take it times 461 grams of, oops, where'd my cursor go? Of lead iodide per 1 mole of lead iodide. And this will equal your grams of lead iodide. So there is your calculation. But here, please remember, put in your moles. Do not put in the word mole. Put in your moles in front of this. And then get the grams. And then that goes down here into whichever one of these was yours. So again, highlight and tell me which one is yours. And then put your number in here. To get the other numbers from this, ladies and gentlemen, again, you go back to this chart. But this time, maybe use the column that says grams and not the column that says moles. Because you did moles last time, do grams this time. Questions? Now remember, these calculations have nothing to do with the amount of grams that you got. These are the calculations for how much you should have gotten, not how much you actually got out of the lab. This is how much you were supposed to get. Questions? Anyone need more time? Go to number 4, ladies and gentlemen. And you are going to change your answer from percent error to percent yield. That is what this calculation is. I'm sorry, that was a typo in there. So, in the box that is yours, I've been claiming that this one is mine the whole time, ladies and gentlemen. In the box that is yours, you are going to do this. You are going to take the experimental value you got. So, I'm going to say 1.256 grams divided by the accepted value that I should have gotten. That comes from this table right here, which is 1.73 grams for this particular trial, ladies and gentlemen. Times 100 equals, and I'm now going to find my percent yield. Some of you are going to have incredibly large percent yields, like 700 and some percent. Where did I get the what, Josie? 1.256? I made it up.
Okay.
I'm not going to use your numbers. You use your number. Whatever you got. Now, this is the point where you take your number from the experiment. What you got for the mass of precipitate. So when I do this, ladies and gentlemen, this calculation, I get 72.6%. Please take it to 0.1%. You've shown me the calculation in here and you've gotten me an answer. You've shown me the calculation in here and you've gotten an answer.
Show you all the calculations also.
I am only going to require you to do this one this time. That's it. Just yours. Just yours. You do not have to do any other boxes. Do yours. That's it. That is it. Questions? Questions? You now have 4 questions to get answered, ladies and gentlemen. You have approximately 20 minutes to get it done. Get those 4 questions answered, and the lab is to be turned in before you leave class today. So you got 20 minutes to ask me questions, 20 minutes if you didn't get putting the graph in, the table in, something like that. I can give you a hand. We'll take care of it. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, get it done. Get your lab turned in. If you finish, take out your packet, start doing some of the limiting reactant problems that are on there. Because those are going to be on your test in 3 days. Any questions that you have, raise your hand. I will be happy to come over and give you some assistance. Yes. Yep, that's how much you should have gotten. But now you could fill in the rest of these. Why? Because the rest of these are done for you
Where did you get
Well,
it?
you're not around.
on here.
Yeah.
So there's the moles,
I knew.
there's the grams, so you can fill it in.
My table's not
Why is your table being weird?
here. It's not over the No.
It doesn't say.
What do you say?
What?
So we have to repeat.
1, 2, 3.
Right?
Oh,
It was-
oh, might be. Okay, so
No, percent yield, do yours and yours only. That's it. Yours and yours only. Yours and yours only. That's the only one I want you to do for percent yield. Yours and yours only. Do not worry about doing the other trial. Do yours and yours only. No, only for percent yield, because these, for number 2 and number 3, are given to you in that table, you can copy the results out of that table.
okay, so I think that's wrong. Or no, it's right.
Number one, we also have to do it for a.
Number 1, you need to do it for NAI, and you need to do it for
So
PBNO3.
this is
I'll
the
work with that.
Alright?
2.31.
Hang on. Okay?
Might just be down there. Because-
So we're just only doing our box.
Because-
Well, that's
we
moles.
just put it in
That has to
NAI
be
is moles and then fill it in.
Remember how we did?
Assuming.
Well, you will, because you use a volume times the moles.
Does it actually do? This is today, not
The moles that you create in here,
okay.
What did you listen to?
Josh, keep going.
No, just for 4.
okay, so you could have either made this many moles or this many. Okay? So this calculation here,
Well, I didn't do it for
you should take this.
Wait, now we just have
You
to do
should
it
take
for
this
every
top
First off,
calculation,
no 15.
not the bottom one. Why? This is your living reactor. The NAR is your living reactor. So use that one.
Oh,
In
that's
here,
what I'm missing.
you can
Yeah,
also
yeah, so
weigh
you're
two
doing.
moles of.
But wait,
These are your ratios that come into different. 15 moles of.
for what number do I put in for? Like,
Where do you measure that? What I'm saying is, take this calculation and substitute it for this one here, which is
plus
this one is your living reactor. Start here. Use this to begin. What is that? And then take and times the other ratio that I had on the board, which was moles of lead iodide over moles of sodium iodide. Well, no, you can, well,
Oh,
you can either get rid of it or you can change it so that it looks like that one. Either one, either one. Depends on. What? What is this number called? Coefficient. Coefficient. Okay. Your table. Okay. See over here where you have moles of reactant
If she
and moles of
retires
product?
next year, I'm switching schools.
What do you notice about sodium iodide and moles of product?
Well, I mean, I'll have.
Why?
she's probably not.
I hope she retires in my seat.
Look at your balanced equation.
I can have her. But then,
You mean after you leave?
yeah, like, I hope my seat.
What's in front of the sodium
Oh,
iodide?
okay. It probably will.
What does that two do?
She's not gonna want to deal with these moving parts.
Wait, Mr.
Cost of 20.5 is.
Has to do with that molar ratio.
Well, what's this whole-
You notice about your moles of sodium iodide, your moles of.
I don't know.
Right, so that's what we get.
So what did you put for
Yes.
What am I doing? That's my question, and I don't even know if we're gonna ask me.
where did you put
For NAI,
0.25?
which one that you have?
How am I supposed to know which one you had?
The red part.
Okay, we need to show off the equation.
Oh, I have to do like this.
Did you bother to write it down in the data table or?
I probably written it
Go to your
down.
data table.
Do you bring calculator?
Where?
Your data table, up toward the top. Keep going. What's it say at the top of that one? Volume of sodium iodide used.
Okay, 15.
Oh, look, red, 15.
So we use 10.
Everybody used 10 of sodium lead nitrate.
So then,
Can you
then
answer?
I'm assuming that this calculation is wrong because I did lead nitrate with the 15.
Well, I wouldn't do lead nitrate with the 15
See,
because
that's what I'm
lead
saying.
nitrate was 10. Everybody used 10 of lead nitrate.
That is my
There you go.
mistake.
We'll get her fixed, yeah. Okay? Okay,
How do we do the percent? I did the.
percent yield, you take the number that you got, your grams, divided by the number of grams you were supposed to get times 100. The number that you were supposed to get is what we did in calculations 2 and 3. That's how many grams you should have gotten. Now, how many you got is what you did when you got your final mass up in the data table, up by procedure and observation. It's the number that you gave me that we put into the table. Well, it's gotta be one of these two numbers, trial 1 or trial 2 for your volume.
This number is supposed to be bigger.
Well, here's the other thing.
However, I only got this.
There it is. That's it. That's it.
Okay, and then,
You only need to do your one.
What's the number?
Your one for the percent yield. Ratio is 1 mole of lead iodide to 2 moles of sodium iodide.
Wait, I'm supposed to like this look. So I did the calculation times 200. Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess it didn't do it wrong.
PVI 2, I see.
Kind of. Who is the mole?
I don't like
And then 3 is the gram.
I love that song.
So you go to the other, the big chart that you posted? Moles. Yeah.
It's just weird.
No, it's not. It's so fun.
When you're playing Converse and you don't even play.
Oh, yeah.
Steven, todos estos están en el table.
He's a freshman.
That's what it is.
Wow.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's not gonna be 2,000. It's 100.
There's an audible.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's weird.
Okay, put that on here.
And then times grams kids.
Okay, we're not even
There's 100.
so far.
Your number times 100. That's what you got.
Okay.
2,000.
But, you know,
We can't.
uh-huh. You gotta prove them wrong.
I don't know.
She did.
Anyway.
And 100.
Did you change it?
If you have questions, ladies and gentlemen, I will come and help you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Quiz, I only got 2 X's. What was the third one I got wrong?
You didn't get a second point here because this is not the right number. I give you a point for sig figs and units, but not for the right number because of the fact that you had the wrong ratio here, which ended up making that number wrong, which ended up making this number
So I
wrong.
got the point for the.
You got the point for sig figs and unit. I just didn't give you the one for the correct answer. You're welcome, sir.
You know what?
The molar ratio.
Mr. Brown.
Coming.
Okay, so I did the 3 trials, or 2 for 5 and 6, but I don't know.
You need you do not need a third one. Sorry.
So I was like, we're only
You don't need a third one because we're not going all the way 2 grams. So we're only stopping at 1.
That's too big of a number.
Okay?
Cause I'm happy.
Is that too big of a number? That's too big of a number. No, but, okay, but these numbers are also just too big in general.
Is that right?
Like, they're dumb.
Where's our
So,
Where's our number? Yeah, that's a fact.
Seems to me like you
And
compared them.
is that
Did you talk about how?
no, okay, well, our number is supposed to be big.
So how did the moles react and compare to the moles of the sodium iodide? It was always what?
It is not the same
Our
number.
Jordan number.
Trial 1.
How much was the figure? Boy, hold on. Why is these?
Well, we said that there was a reason that we were filtering it repeatedly over and over again and why we were adding water to it.
Well, I looked it up.
Okay, what did it say? What's that?
Oh, so we just do that.
Oh, you're kidding. Google won't give you an answer for something that I answered in the lab already? Why were we doing it? Think about go back to your balanced chemical equation. Remember, everything ends up in one container at the end. Why do you think we rinsed it? Why did we have to constantly filter it? Because we were trying to recover something, but not something else. What were we trying to recover? What were we trying to recover? Because
And then what was the one that was limiting? It was trial 4.
trial 4 was the one where they were both limiting. Yes.
Yeah, for years.
Yes, I didn't have that.
Different years.
Mr. Burns, can you go down to number 3?
Can I go down to number 3?
You put it, yeah. See how it says PBI?
Well, because it wants grams of precipitate. So you got to go to PBI 2 here because otherwise it's not grams of precipitate. What's the other question?
That was all.
So you got to get to PBI 2 there because you're getting into grams of precipitate. Morgan.
Hello.
Now, here's the thing.
the percent yield are comparing what you got to what you should have gotten. So they shouldn't necessarily get higher or lower, okay? There shouldn't be a pattern there, because you're comparing, okay, this person was supposed to get 0.576 grams, well, they got 0.72. That gives you a percent yield for that, okay? And what each group got could be different compared to what each group was supposed to get, so there isn't necessarily a pattern there. Okay? The pattern is in how much you should have gotten. The pattern goes up until we hit that 20 mils, and then it stays constant. That's the pattern. Okay? But it has nothing to do with percent yield, because someone might have messed up in ways that other groups didn't, or something could happen. So there doesn't necessarily have to be a pattern in percent yield. Okay? Now you only need to do the 1% yield. You only need to do yours. You don't need to do all of them. Okay, that's fine.
Mr. Brad.
Yes.
Number two, last
I did too. All I had to do was this one.
Just one question. Which one is the limiting reagent in each of their trials?
Like, actually.
Really?
Actually.
Limiting reactor is what we run out of in each trial. Which one did we run out of? Which one was limiting? It says in each trial. So in every trial, you should tell me what the limiting reactor was.
There's no
Was it the lead nitrate that we began with, or was it the sodium iodide that we began with? Only one of them is limiting. Which one is limiting in each one? Oh, okay. Good. Now we're making progress.
Why does it have? Is it number two?
Yeah. Are you?
Why does it have?
Bowling is just. I'm a bowler. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually good at bowling. You know what else I'm so good at? I'm so good at badminton.
Yeah.
Dude, I try hard to I know it, but it's fun. I like that game. It's so competitive.
I got the math. Wait, I knew that.
What did you?
Oh, did you ask me?
Yeah.
I mean, someone's good. But you know, it's okay. You know, if you say yes.
I would just be
Are you doing like dinner or anything? I think it should. Oh, YouTube.
It's saying.
My friend, so basically, she stopped eating this because, you know, it's no about weight and dress. I mean, I think I'm just more like a flight dressing shirt. No one's living. While I'm wearing black, so we're gonna be.
Well, I was thinking that the black will go better with my red hair versus the white I don't like how
What'd you get?
I need to do one piano.
should be turned in, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Brent, I have what? I just have the last question.
We'll get it done. You got 30 seconds left. You shut down a minute early, and now you're sitting here telling me you got one question left.
The days that we eat study.
Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
And algebra.
Huh?
Algebra.
Blah 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 blah. Have a good day. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.